here to get it around the terminal. Let's see if I can get it to stay on there. Just kind of crimp it down around the lead and make sure it's not touching anything else. I can go ahead and solder it here. Now the negative terminal, well, I'll let it cool a little bit more just to make sure I don't disturb the new solder joint. And we'll also hook this up to the negative terminal where the other electrolytics are hooked up. And you need to keep in mind that in these kind of radios, the chassis is not the circuit ground. It just serves as an RF shield by being coupled through the capacitor, but you could create a safety hazard by hooking up the negative leads of the capacitors right to the chassis, because the power line connects directly to that point. And another thing you want to watch out for is that you don't let the metal cans of the capacitors touch anything else, because they're connected to the negative terminal of the cap. Okay, I think we're now almost ready for a test. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this strain relief here, see if I can just get the needle nose on it, kind of press it together, and just pull it. See if we can pull it out of here. It'll be a little bit difficult. There we go. So I actually don't think I've got a proper power cord for this here. I salvaged some power cords from some old junk VCRs and things that would be great for this, but I don't have them here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to use an alligator clip power cord to connect power up to the radio for test purposes, and then we'll get the real power cord. I think I've got those cords out at the storage unit, and I trimmed off the old power cord lead, and I'll make sure that there's no loose bits of wire that could short to anything. And so before I put the test cord on, let me take the camera off the tripod here and show you the completed repair job. Now I've got all the new Mylar caps in. We're able to actually connect these electrolytics right to the rectifier tube socket because they're fairly small, and we just want to make sure that none of the metal cans are touching anything. And there we've got that cap on there. I've got these ones. These were some ones where I paralleled two caps that I had already to come up to the correct value. And actually the Mauser order came in this afternoon while I was back at work. But since I had just some of these odd caps on hand, I just put them together to come up with the correct values. So what I've got here is an alligator clip lead cord, alligator clip power cord, and it's hooked up to the isolation transformer. And I've got a fuse in the cord just to protect against any shorts. So what I'm going to do with the alligator clip leads, now of course I've got this unplugged by hooking it up. One lead we're going to hook up to the hot terminal of the AC line, and I'll put the camera back up on the tripod to do this. So one of these is going to go to the hot terminal of the AC line, and that feeds the tube filaments and the input of the rectifier. And when hooking up the alligator clip leads, be very careful that you don't accidentally cause a short to something else. And the other alligator clip lead terminal is going, oops, oh, this thing keeps Keeps trying to fall over here. Alright, let's get the other alligator clip terminal on here. And it's going to go to the circuit ground. It actually goes to the other terminal of the switch up here. Let's see if I can get it on the switch terminal. It's kind of hard to get it back up in there. And I'll make sure it doesn't contact anything else. So I've got it on the switch terminal now. So now we're all wired up for power here. I'm going to make sure that the tuning dial works. Looks like it does. Volume control works. We've got to hook the loop antenna back up because the loop antenna actually provides the inductance in the tuning circuit, and without it you won't be able to tune anything in. So we've got the loop antenna hooked up now. And I've not tested this before. Usually when I do the test on these videos, I've pre-tested it to make sure it works, but you're going to experience this for the first time with me here. I'm going to plug the isolation transformer in. Okay, we've got voltage on the isolation. Now I'm going to turn on the radio. Let's see if the tubes are lighting up here. Looks like they're starting to light up. See if we get any sound. Looks like we got a little bit.
Of the church.
Excellent question.
Great question. Well, the answer, Lorenzo, is that the souls in purgatory offer merit. They're beyond the ability to merit. The time for merit is in this life, the church militant. Once you die, you can no longer merit, and so they cannot.
Seems like we've got kind of weak reception. May have some weak tubes, because when you put in new capacitors, you know you're not going to burn anything up, or just as long as you got the polarity right on the electrolytics, you know that it's going to power up okay. But now we need to work on the performance aspects of it.
The district attorney's office says it is seeking civil injunctions against gang members suspected of threatening in Harris County apartment.
Looks like we got a little bit of intermittent.
The 700-unit Everstock Hills complex has one of the highest crime rates in the county. Prosecutors have targeted
yeah, you can hear there's some noise in there. Okay, so it passed the first test. It powers up okay. Now we're going to get the contact cleaner out and try and improve the performance. I'm going to use deoxit on it, and let me turn the lamp back on here. Just put this here, and we'll kind of get a better view of it. I'm going to spray deoxit in the volume control. And now I'm going to spray the tube sockets. I haven't worked a lot with these types of tubes. These are Lochtel tubes. Let's see if I can get the tube out of the socket. There we go. Just get a little spray of contact cleaner in there. Kind of lock into the... sort of have to wiggle them to get them out. We'll just give each of these a shot of contact cleaner down in the sockets. Put them back in there. Get this one off here. This one's got a tube shield on it. Some contact cleaner down in there. is actually a GM Philco brand tube. And let's put a little bit in there. So I'll just go through and reseat the tubes here. And this is a number 47 dial lamp. It looks like it may be burned out. So I'll try and find a new lamp for that. Let me just make sure that our alligator clip connections still look like they're good, and they do. And I'll give the radio another test here. Turn that off so we don't get any interference. Maybe that there's still a little bit of contact cleaner in the sockets. Might need to wait a little bit longer for it to dry out. Because it was working earlier. I may blow these sockets out with a little bit of compressed air. So I'm just sort of getting some noise now. Well, let me experiment with it a little bit more, and I'll see. May just be that there's still some liquid contact cleaner in the sockets causing a bit of a problem. Looking at the tube pins here, there's a pretty good amount of oxidation. So what I think I'll do is I'll just clean these off with a Q-tip. Let me get a... Or actually, I might be able to use a lint-free cloth here. Just try and clean off some of these pins. Just go back through here and clean off any contact cleaner residue from the sockets. I may even get the file out here, just sort of burnish up these pins a little bit. Do this one. Just clean any residue off of the socket. And we'll just sort of clean up these tube pins here. Okay, now let's try it again here. It sounds like I'm just still getting noise. Usually spraying a little bit of contact cleaner in there certainly doesn't hurt.